What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. 83% supports the burn on the Terra Luna Classic blockchain. We're going to talk about it in this video and everything else that's gone on today. And there's some pretty big news coming out of this. 10,000 new holders, just saying. Make sure you subscribe for all your Terra Luna daily content. Let's jump into it. So we talked this through yesterday. We talked about it in my live stream as well. But the proposal for the massive burn of Terra Classic to boost the price received an 83% support. Now, let me tell you, the chart has absolutely recognized this. So some Terra investors still resolutely believe that the Terra Classic can be revived through a token burn mechanism, the same mechanism earlier introduced but turned down by Do Kwon, founder of CEO Terraform Labs. Recall that he chose to rather propose the creation of the new chain. Now, here is the absolute fundamentals of a DAO or a community governed project that has this. It allows you to change, enhance, and take a bigger stance, especially with something like this project. This proposal suggests that Frank Lunacy burning mechanism that is capable of initiating a notable decrease in the token circulating supply, which would in turn boost its value. Now, the ambition is to get to 10 billion tokens. This isn't going to happen overnight. Remember, I am not telling you that $500 will turn into 50 million tomorrow. I'm not telling you that. But what it will do, as the transaction volume goes up, as the burn mechanism sits there, it will reduce the supply, makes each coin worth that little bit more money. So I'm going to go through the full kind of burning mechanism. That video is on in the description down below, so go and check that out. But let's take a look at the price. 8076 is insane, 73% up on the day. You can see here some significant green candles. These are on the 3-hour chart as well, so we're not messing around with 5-minute charts. Some very strong moves. Volume touching nearly $4 trillion, which is an absolutely insane amount. When you take a look at coin market cap, you can see over 207% increases. Absolutely insane on Terra Classic. So some very, very big volume going through. You can see the average volume at 1.362 trillion. And like I said, the red candles, we are seeing some big sells as we would, but they are being eaten. In comparison, we are seeing a little bit of movement on Luna 2.0, but nothing like what we're on Luna Classic. There certainly feels like there is a definite desire to get Luna Classic moving quite quickly. So let's take a look at what they all talked about, which is this. The tax and burn 1.2 transactions did phenomenally well and passed the threshold by a significant amount. Not one single validator with a no vote and only a abstain. So that will go in as part of the proposal 2975, where they significantly reduced it, had a tax attached to it. This proposal 3568 will obviously put this burn mechanism into it. Now, it gets even more interesting. There has been a second proposal for reduction. Now, bear in mind, they increased, or they talked about increasing the amount. This takes Luna tokens to put these proposals in front of it. So you can see proposal 4080, distribute 50% transaction fees to the community pool, plus increase Prosper Validator rewards. Distribute 50% transaction fees to the community pool, 35% to be burned via a monthly community pool proposals. So even more burns being attached to the Luna Classic. 10% airdrop to the ecosystem devs, 5% return for core Terra Classic development, and increased base Prosper and bonus Prosper reward from 0.01 and 0.04 to 0.03 and 0.12 respectively. So really, really interesting numbers, and the fact that they want to add another burn mechanism to it can only really start to ramp up the deflation as long as that volume sticks around. We also have this. This is the Luna Classic, or the original Luna wallet, where tokens are still being burnt. You can see here, look, today we've had 20 transactions that have sent tokens to the burn address, whether that be USD or Luna tokens, which I think is pretty interesting. Everything is geared up. Everything is about reducing the token supply on Luna Classic, and the community and the people are supporting this. Now, I talked this about last night. We were always going to see this downtrend, always going to see it. People aped into it. People would have bought Luna that had no idea about crypto. They heard about it on the news and bought some. It is the absolute fairy tale of turn $50 into 50 million. It is that fairy tale. However, now, this is where you start to get, in my opinion, serious investors. This is where people start to look at the potential. This is where people really understand a community behind a project wants to do it well. And the fact that they are going to burn this, I think, says everything. Equally, we can take a look at the overall Terra station. You can see here, it's a little bit more difficult to see, but we can take it on the last 7 days in terms of these. You can see from here, the 2nd of June, 4.42 million, up to where we are now, 4.44 million. So we've had nearly 20,000 additional wallets in just in just 6 days. That is a significant amount on a blockchain that is playing second fiddle to the what was going to be the big blockchain of Terra 2.0. Everyone expected it to move over. So, like I said, this isn't done yet. We've still got staking rewards. We've still got volume going through. You can see it here. This is all on the classic blockchain as opposed to the new one. So this is going to be interesting, and it does feel like there is some real momentum. There is some real momentum around these voting, around burning as volume continues to go up. We certainly might see some very interesting moves in terms of the price. But let me know in the comments down below what you think. Are you all for these burns? And are you still holding? That's the big question. Or did you sell out? And I'll catch you guys in the next video.